Do you need something? There's no signature, and it doesn't mention a time or place. Looks like whoever sent this expects me to remember. Unfortunately, I'm going to disappoint them. Thanks, but I don't even know where to start. Let me... But if he didn't send... Maybe I should...
After all this time away from the Luofu, the seat of divine foresight has only become more hostile. It's quite... Relax, you needn't be so However, I never thought Jing Yuan would send you to accompany me.
Huh? I've got my work cut out for me today. Well, if it isn't Dan Heng.
Greetings. I need to speak to the General about something.
Looking for compensation.
The Cloud Knights were doing their duty. I'm here to ask the General about...
You came at a bad time.
I can't...
You don't remember her? That is Jing Liu, the previous sword champion of the Xianzhou Luofu. She was the close... According to records of... However, with her powers, her surrender came with... Before he left, he ordered us to accompany Jing Liu to...
Imbibe, since you traveled all the... Or should I call... I left the Xianzhou. I heard they took away your scales and horns, forced you into a I thought imbibe or loon...
Do we...
The answer to that is both yes, and if my guess is correct...
You're not here to reminisce on...
You didn't hear? That Vidyadhara girl explained it clear as day. I returned to the Luofu so I could surrender. I did, however, have one request before the trial. Jing Yuan has always been an understanding person.
So, you're the one that mailed the letter to the Express.
That's right.
The sea's depths conceal no stone, and dragons' breaths reveal the moon. The scenery of Scale Gorge Waterscape is truly as magnificent as the poems describe. But as a suspect, shouldn't I be bound and interrogated in the shackling prison? Is it really appropriate to bring me to a place like this, General?
Holding you in the shackling prison would be more trouble than it's worth. For security purposes, we will be performing your trial here. For the Stellaron's descent, the Ambrosial Arbor's resurrection, the Destruction Emanator's impersonation of the Amical. According to the Skyfaring Commission's investigations, you arrived on the Luofu. You took advantage of the chaos to sneak into the shackling prison, but seemingly took no course of action. Now you claim that you are responsible for the Stellaron crisis and wish to surrender yourself. Your behavior truly is puzzling. I can't seem to piece...
I was asked to deliver a token in my capacity as a traveling merchant. I knew nothing of its significance. I admit I did have my own agenda. It is through fear of punishment that I am choosing to surrender. The galaxy...
Merely a wanderer. You're too modest, Lotcha. Do I need to remind you of your actions at the Eternity Fortress and the Shroud Veil Star Zone? Or must I utter that tongue?
Well...
You flatter me. Fortunately,
Seeing that you sense something is amiss, are you looking...
That is beyond my control. Attempting to undermine the Alliance is... However, at present, you have the opportunity to enjoy the beautiful...
The unparalleled sword techniques of your master, the mesmerizing cloud hymn magic of Imbibitor Lunae Dan Feng. The five of you vanquished evil from the world, creating legendary tales in your wake. Unfortunately, you removed me from the shackling prison and decided to interrogate me here. But not for security purposes. You wish to discuss the one person you've avoided mentioning up to now. Your master, Jing.
We can head out now. I would like to visit a few places from my memories, enjoy a glass of wine, and reminisce about the good times.
Have you mistaken yourself for...
I would make a wonderful... Lower your guard, young man. Imbibitor Lunae, you must accompany me. I won't take no for an answer. Regardless of whether you're still interested in your previous life, accepting my letter,
Lead the way.
Where should we start? Should we go to Stargazer Navalia first? Or to the artist? So many memories are swirling inside my head. I can't get a grasp on any of them. When the people of the Xianzhou live.
How hard is it to choose a destination? We're going...
The young are the antidote. Stargazer Navalia.
If it's star skiffs you wanted to see, we could have headed to the Jade Gate. Why did we come all the way here?
Young man, have you ever heard of Bai Hung, the foxy...
Bai Hung?
Let the noble High Elder drown the enemies in rain. We just need a watch from the sky, I presume?
Imbibitor Lunae.
I think...
She was a comrade and friend to both Imbibitor Lunae and all of us. Well, that's all in the past now. The reason we came to Stargazer Navalia is because I wanted to pay tribute to her here.
Huh? You mean the fox?
Yes, the sending off. As for procuring a star skiff,
I see. Follow me. I don't know anything about manufacturing star skiffs either. But getting these machines to work shouldn't be too hard.
don't get anxious, Imbibitor Lunae. That you are merely the reincarnation of Dan Feng and have nothing to do with his sins. And And you can keep insisting that you have forgotten but you cannot run from combat, Dan Heng. Your spearmanship. Combat is like smelting. Those are the words of the one whom, out of all of us, you were the closest to him. It was true.
This spear is sharp enough to pierce dragon scales.
When he was but a child, he swore to. When I first met him, he wasn't even as tall as my sword. At first, I wasn't too fond of his defiant nature. But unfortunately, the Alliance would never allow a short life.
You didn't go easy just so I would get here first, did you?
Of course not. Your technique must have improved so much that I simply couldn't keep up with you.
So, are we here to commemorate?
Eavesdropping is a bad habit. Besides, when did I ever say he was no longer in this world?
Even the cryocapsules wouldn't be able to extend the life expectancy of a short life species for long. If he is still alive, he must be ancient.
He transformed.
Correct. Such are the twists of destiny. Some people are born with unparalleled foresight and exceptional intelligence, but make the most ill-advised choices at destiny's crossroads. As smart as he was, he made the foolish attempt to use the flesh of the abundance. His stupidity turned him into a monster, cursed with immortality. His soul was shattered, and
For an old friend, you don't seem to have that much pity.
I gave him a second chance. Does that not count?
What did you do to him?
He should have been eternally jailed in the shackling prison for his crimes. But I took the shell that once held his soul and passed my sword techniques on to him. I let him die. We've idled too long. Let's head to the Alchemy Commission.
Catastrophe brought upon by the plague's author, General. Beings turning into undying monsters, eventually used as sacrifices to the abundance. What do you think should be done to put an end to it, General?
The Alliance follows the Rainbow Arbiter's edict to continue ridding the world of evil, so that one day Yaoshi might be vanquished and the cycle of life and death restored.
Under the auspices of the Rainbow Arbiter, the faithful Cloud Knights continue the hunt. Their devotion and sacrifices are indeed commendable, but their devotedness has made them close-minded. Take me, for example. My powers originate from the abundance, yet my goals are aligned with the Alliance. The Hunt is not the only faction in the universe that wants Yaoshi dead. It is natural for short-life species to yearn for immortality. That is expected of any intelligent life form. To want to eliminate these thoughts would be equivalent to killing an eon. Such a goal is so impossible as to be laughable, to be honest. So, in order to sever Yaoshi's curse, one must look to the source for a different solution. Your master happened upon a revelation and returned from the Mara. She has traveled many worlds and discovered a solution.
I'm listening.
I apologize, General. I'm afraid the next move will have to be made on the Shu Ling.
As I expected. Your surrender is just the next step in your scheme. You wish to avail yourself of the Ten Lords' decree to enter Shu Ling and stand before the 6 generals, even the Marshal. That is your true agenda. And the purpose of the contents of your coffin.
General, you said it yourself. This is beyond your control. It is the law of the Alliance. We cannot deviate from it.
Splendid, well done. This was a spectacular move.
You've changed, Jingyuan. The man I knew would never have admitted he was bested.
Order's already been restored to the Alchemy Commission. Why are we here?
I heard the healer lady is capable of curing all diseases. I'm here for the same reason anyone would be. For a checkup and consultation. Patience, young man. We're not far from Scale Gorge Waterscape. The mission the General tasked you with is about to come to an end.
What a surprise! Are you not feeling well? Please, come this way.
Miss Bailu. She's here for a consultation.
Oh, I see. Are you here for your eyes? Or is it something else?
My eyes are fine. I cover them to avoid seeing that which reminds me of the past and riles my inner demons. My thoughts have been disordered lately, and I experience occasional night terrors. Do you have a way to soothe my mind, Dragon Lady?
Those symptoms don't sound like my area of expertise. But who cares? The healers of the Alchemy Commission don't get to pick and choose their patients. Give me your hand. We'll start by checking your pulse. You'll need to take some translucent worms so I can take a closer look. Your hand! It's freezing! Please wait. Dunhung, can I speak to you for a minute? Your friend here has a very peculiar condition. Her pulse is extremely faint. Normally, this would mean that she
won't live much longer.
Let the healer make the professional diagnosis. Your friend's situation is unique. She looks healthy, but her hands are cold as ice. It feels like there's a dark current running and pulsing between her core esse and her veins. I've never seen anything like it. With more research, I might be able to make a new entry in the medical records. Can you and your friend come back for follow-up visits?
She's a criminal. That's up to the cloud.
Oh, talk about... I'll do my best. No matter what I administer, she's gonna need to drink a ton of warm water from this point on. Come with me. I'll prescribe her some soul-returning... I'm sorry. Ever since the Dunhung. You mind coming with me to retrieve my medicine? I could...
Are you in trouble, Dragon Lady? I'll come along as well.
No. No. Confusion? prescriptions are here. Let's head back. Never. Apologies again for the delay. This prescription won't cure you, but it will nourish your body and calm your mind.
Very well. The fate of a long-life species.
You're Mara-struck? I don't see the symptoms in you at all. You don't seem to have any of that.
I made a deal that allowed me to retain what life I had left, and yet I still have many
I see. So you've learned to live with your illness. I can't help much with issues of the spirit, but the medical records do mention that...
Really? How unfortunate. My hatred overshadows my... all I have left. Thank you for your advice. By the way, among those...
Bandages? That's a vague description, you know.
The person I'm inquiring about is...
He must have suffered some kind of sword wound. He had a strong scent of blood. Though...
He's... well then, it would seem that everything is in place. Take this man away. This does not involve him.
Yanqing.
And so, everyone is present. I never thought the High Cloud Quintet would be able to gather again in the same place. If I remember correctly, the 5 of us made a promise here 7 centuries ago. We promised that no matter how sad, that Scale Gorge waterscape remains empty while the world continues to turn. Some of us have been reborn, while others were denied death. Some have become criminals. Soon, I will be shackled and tried. This will be the last you see of me. This is why I sent out the invitations before departing, hoping of 5 people, 3 must pay a price. Imbibitor Lunae, the chief culprit, chose to use the transmutation arcanum as a Ying Sing, the accomplice, arrogant and oblivious, used the flesh of the Abundance Emanator to assist Imbibitor Lunae in... As for Jingliu, the sinner, she succumbed to Mara, slaughtered her people. Now it is time we pay for what we have done. Dan Heng, you can never escape the shadow of Imbibitor Lunae. He is your origin, and his sins will accompany you in your path forward. Blade, what a fitting name. In the remainder of your infinite life, you will experience only murder and your own death. All the while plead, and I will face the punishment of the Alliance and suffer an eternal punishment before paying an even worse price. That is the only way to keep the memory of the pain of the past from fading away. High Cloud Quintet. It is wineless gathering, accompanied by only sadness. Jing Yuan, is it not time you sent me to...
The laws of the Alliance cannot be subject to change. Unfortunately, your next stop... I reported everything to the Marshal, and the Seer strategist just so happened...
Jing Yuan, you haven't... But in the end, whether it be you, me, the Cloud Knights, no matter, I will deviate.
Then I shall...
Wait. Jingliu, before you leave, you still owe me my due.
I have tried. Besides inflicting more wounds on your body, the immortality that you possess is not something that can be dealt with so easily. I am sure destiny...
He did. But you still owe me the attempt.
I told you when I taught you the way of the sword. I am uninterested in drawing my blade.
You will only draw against an opponent. Jingliu, allow me to repay you for your teachings.
Savor the moment. I will deliver you a brief moment. We were here once, 700 years ago. Laughing, sparring, and thinking about the future. Their faces still linger before my eyes, like a bygone dream. I thought those joyful days would flow indefinitely before us, like a Xianzhou lifetime. Yet, dreams will eventually fade like clouds from the sky.
A familiar feeling. Almost as if you used the sword Insing crafted and pierced, sliced, and impaled me time and time again. The swordplay used to slay our enemies of old is still engraved on this despicable shell. It's as if they're saying,
Why? Why did...
I know that you have no interest, which is why I asked the question as you looked me straight in the eye. Why? Why is it that only the abominations can return? Why does someone like her have to be buried, burned to ash in the end? You unleashed the final piercing blow and left both me and the sword in the withered grave. The miraculous thing is that in my brief moment of death, all the pain went away. Like when we drank to drown our sorrows.
Imbibitor Lunae, what do you plan on doing next?
Once this gathering ends, I will return to the Express to continue my journey.
The Express won't be able to carry you forever. Your friends all have burdens of their own, just as we did back then. I did think about giving up on revenge and letting go of everything when I fled the Luofu years ago. However, as time passed, it became more and more clear. It was like the memories of what I did when I was Mara-struck are deeply rooted. Since I am unable to rid myself of them, I decided to face them head-on in the end. Maybe when I witness the fall of the abundance, you and Ying Sing will find true release. Goodbye, Imbibitor Lune.
She's gone. All this must have seemed like a silly performance to someone newly reborn. But I am unable to prevent my old friends from taking sides against one another. Who you are is a question that only you can find the answer to. Even if the Preceptor's interference denied you a true rebirth. Yes. It has been a long day for you, Dan Heng.
Dan Heng, the General wants me to forget about everything I saw today. I understand. These disputes are far too complicated for me right now. Swordplay is a lot simpler. I have some close friends. Goodbye for now.
She couldn't do it with her sword either. We have no choice but to continue the pursuit.
I will see it through.
Elio's script. Still, I don't mind prolonging my vengeance.